Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at this box set of the rooftop battle scene from The Crow. This one features Eric Draven, The Crow, and also the main bad guy from the movie, Top Dollar. This version of the Crow figure was previously released on his own, but this was the only place where you could get the Top Dollar figure, and we also get an exclusive little scenery piece. On this end of the box we can see a picture of Top Dollar. On the opposite end we can see a picture of The Crow. And on the back of the box we can see both figures in this set. We get Eric Draven, we get Top Dollar, we get a removable weather vane. So here we have the diorama background then. So this comes in a number of pieces. First off, you've got this large plastic base, which is actually all hollow behind it. Then we've got this softer rubber tower section. This actually came separately with the Crow figure on its own. Then we have this little spire that you can actually remove and put there in the Crow's hands. Then we have these little pieces that fit onto these little pegs there. And I'm not going to push them all the way in, but you'll get the idea. They just sort of sit like that. And then we have another one that goes on about there. So here we have Top Dollar, and you'll notice he's in a bit of a strange pose at the minute. That's because he's meant to just stand in this pose. The articulation is such that if you bring the arms down, they're just going to stick out like that. You've got a little twist there, and a little twist at the wrist. Now unfortunately the hands are the type where there's just a hole drilled all the way through, so that puts an awful lot of pressure on his fragile sword, and you've got to go through both hands to get him posed properly. So that's probably not the greatest idea. Then we've got this head sculpt, which is pretty poor to be fair, and he's got soft rubbery hair that's meant to be blown around in the wind, and down there we've got a twist at the waist. And he's got a really skinny waist, and that's about it for the rest of the figure. It's all just solid moulded plastic. So when you've got him to hold the sword, you've got to be really careful. If he falls over, or you move these arms or the wrists at all, there's enough pressure in there to snap that sword handle in two. So here we have Eric Draven then, the Crow, and that's not a bad head sculpt for the time. Again, he's got these soft rubber hair. His head is on a funny angle, so when you turn it, it does that. You can't do anything but that. His arms only go up and down, and there is a swivel at the elbows, and you can swivel them a bit further down the arm. It's not actually at the wrist, it's halfway down. You can see it looks like it's coming away there. Other than that, he's got a twist at the waist, and he's got some boot articulation, but again it's only twists. So with him being pre-posed, there ain't a lot you're going to be able to do with this guy. He's meant to be stood like that, holding the spire off the tower, and again you've got these drilled through holes in his hands, so when you put it through both it's going to put a load of pressure right on the central point, and if it falls over it's just going to snap it clean in two. So as far as the sculpting on the figure goes, it is pretty nice. It's a little bit skinny and small. The boots are really good, and there's plenty of detail on the black surfaces there. So that's what he looks like when you put the spire in his hands. I am cheating slightly, it's only going halfway in that hand, so if I do knock it over it won't just completely break. The problem with it is you've got to twist it to get it in, and the only bit to grip is this bit, which is just as fragile as the rest of it really. So here we have them both stood on the rooftop diorama, and I do feel a little bit safer about them not falling over now. So there's a peg hole there, so with the Crow you can put him on that foot, or you can bring this foot and put it there, so he'll be stood further back. It did look a little bit too far back though, so we'll leave him there for now. And there's a foot peg there. So with Top Dollar, he's always facing the other way, which, looking at his head sculpt, that's probably a good thing. So would I recommend this set then? To be quite honest, no. I don't like the figures, it's far too fragile. It is a great scene and a great movie, but I think it could have been done a lot better. So on the whole, I'm pretty disappointed with this set. It is extremely cheap to pick up, especially compared to some of the other Crow box sets. And I can totally understand why this is so cheap, because pretty much you're getting a Crow figure that you could get on its own with some really fragile, pointless accessories, and I'm talking about Top Dollar. The Top Dollar figure is so bad that it just brings this set down completely. I do love his sword though. I think the shiny metal on the sword is excellent, but a sword isn't enough to save a figure. And a badly done figure can certainly ruin what would otherwise be a reasonable box set. So there you go guys, that is the rooftop battle set from The Crow. This has been Luke, thanks for watching.